Yes, Robert Jackson. Just a moment. Stick around.
Local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand. As we speak, similar scenes are playing out in cities and towns across America.
It has been a great show so far. I know you enjoyed the tips that Cynthia Smoot gave to us for discovering Dallas, and then you met some of my staff. And here, oh, I'm so pleased to introduce this staff member because he's my son, and it's every parent wants to know that their son and their family is taken care of. And for me to be able to work with my son on the level in which we work, it's just amazing. So introducing to you my son, Robert Jackson. How are you, son?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Robert, you was with Minnies when we first started, and tell me about what have you seen happen over the years?
I've seen a lot of people just be impacted in a positive way, simply put, on both sides, the volunteer side and the client side. There's you can make a difference in any way on any playing field, and to see the response of the people by simply showing love and caring for others has been truly phenomenal.
I totally agree. I've seen a lot of people. For me, being able to work with Eric and being able to work with Zoya, and then to bring you into the fold as well. When we come in on a daily basis, we are all like team. It's almost like the Power Rangers when you were growing up and they all had their special powers, and when they came together, it was just simply amazing. And for me to see you, I've seen people like Starbucks, the company comes in and they bring in, special cups, and we didn't get one. They came and brought RJ a strawberry, whatever that was, but they didn't bring Cheryl something. What makes you special in the role in which you play at Minnies?
That's a good question. I like to believe that it's the way that I treat people. I think everything stems from that. I think you can tell a lot about an individual about how they treat others. And so going back to the reason that made us want to get started and made us want to feed others, the fact that we were denied food assistance, we're a family, you had children, and so to see that dynamic and to see other people that are in need who also need help, the opportunity to be a blessing to them really excited me, and I grew anxious at a certain point to really just be able to lend a helping hand and to make sure the families were treated the way that we wanted to be treated.
And speaking of that, when the kids come to Minnie's Food Pantry, now, when I went to go get food stamps for us, like you said, I was denied. You were actually in school at the time. But where I went to in the government office, there were children everywhere. And I remember the parents, just looking bewildered and puzzled at, how people were treating them in that government office. And I just felt like nobody should be treated that way. And I thought about the children that were there. And in thinking about the children that were there, we created a program that is named after your daughter. It's her name is Camille, and I did not name her, full disclosure. So I'm thankful that you didn't say, "Oh, Mama, you did that because you wanted Camille's name." But it's spelled C-A meal. Every kid should see a meal. Talk to us about the Camille's Kids program.
It's an awesome program. Much thanks to Bank of America, where I formerly worked at, and so did Erica Simon.
So true.
They have supported us tremendously in more ways than one, but they sponsor that program for Camille's Kids. And so when all the children come into our food pantry, one of the first things we look to do is put a smile on their faces, which in turn helps relieve pressure and stress from the family and from the mother, father, whoever comes in. And so to be able to make that immediate impact and to put joy on the smiles on the faces of children is very important, and it's been very fun. You can't really put into words what it means when you put joy into anybody's heart, and so that's it's been incredible. All the snacks that we grew up wanting and that you grew
Right.
up wanting, they now get for free at no charge, and they get it with a smile, and so it's been incredible. I mean, nothing short of amazing to just watch the amount of people that are blessed just by being in interaction with our organization.
I've seen some of the parents bring their children in, and they're like, "I know it's not my day, but they just want a Camille's Kids bag." And that right there really brings a smile on my face. And I'll tell you what else brings a smile on my face, because I want you to share this. The other day when we were in the office, and I asked you where you were going, and you said, "I'm going to Motel 6.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just tell you why he went. Go ahead and share it, son.
A gentleman called in who was happened to be a veteran, and he was saying that he was having a hard time getting assistance. And so one of the reasons why we wanted to open up was so that we could treat everybody fairly and give them the assistance that they needed. And so he's legally blind, didn't have any transportation. And he said, I've been calling around at every place, and the way that I've been talked to and the way that I've been treated has been horrible. So I figured this would be my last shot. And I asked him where he was. He said Motel 6. And so I told him if he'd give me about 30 minutes, he was diabetic. And so we went and gathered some things that would be able to help bless him. And when I got to his hotel, he was one of the most joyous people that I've ever met. He was hilarious, and he served our country for a significant amount of time, and was just wondering and surprised that he was not able to get the help and assistance that he needed. But one statement that he did make was, I don't know where in the world that you can find a co-founder that'll stop what they're doing to come take care of a need of somebody else. And so he went from being in that position to he just recently called back a day or two ago and stated that he finally got approved for the benefits. And so now he'll be receiving at least about $1,500 or so each month. And if we can, I'd like to bring him on the show. But if not, it doesn't matter what he wanted to do. Actually, after we leave here, I'm going by to Charlie to pick up a check for $400 because he wanted to pay it forward.
Wow.
And he wanted to make sure that somebody else was able to have a
Wow.
meal.
Yeah,
No different than us being able to help provide that. So I think one of the greatest things that comes out of who we are and what we do goes straight back to the impact, because you ignite a passion in people and it makes them go out and seek their purpose. And so we're very grateful to be helping just point anybody in the direction that they need.
I think that's amazing. The story that Erica shared too made us stop our office, shut it down,
Absolutely.
and go to people. And no, we are not. We have a program that we'll be talking about, Minnies on the Go, where we're going to be opening up Minnies Food Pantry in different schools and in our communities. You will. When you hear about this program, you will call all of your friends and your family to tell them to join you. But I think, Robert, it takes a special person. It takes a special team to do the work that we do. And I've had everybody on. I didn't tell each one of them they're special on the show right now, but I'm telling you, I know that I have one of the best teams that's in the world. I don't even want to say in the Metroplex. And to share those type of stories, and to my viewers, for my viewers to know, that's just one story. There are so many stories that we will be sharing with you and bringing on people right here to sit right in front of this camera and let you know how your donations to Minnie's Food Pantry has helped them go just one more step, how your donations made the difference between them giving up and going just one more day, how your donations turned a frown into a smile, how your donations gave them a complete meal. When you hear grown men cry and say, the only time that I will put meat on my table is when I get to Minnie's Food Pantry, that will make you give even more. And so we're going to bring to you the faces from the places that we all go to let you know what you're doing in the community and how you're making a big, huge difference. And I want you to write to me. My email address is cjackson@minniesfoodpantry.org. Of course, I won't get all the emails. My assistant Zoya, who I introduced you to earlier, she will be getting those emails. But I want you to write to me if this show is doing something for you. Keep the emails coming. Follow me on Twitter, Cheryl Action. As a matter of fact, tweet and tell me that you watched the show. Cheryl Action on Twitter. And then like our page on Facebook. It's Minnie's Food Pantry at Facebook, and it's also Cheryl Action Jackson at Facebook. We're going to be coming into your home every single morning at 7:30. Will you please ask your friends, ask your enemies, and anybody else to join you in watching the Cheryl Action Jackson Show. Thank you for joining us. This is Dr. Cheryl Action Jackson.
See, I won't change.